Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
Hello and welcome to Popternative. This is the podcast and talk show where we have digital discussions, the worlds of TV, film, news, music, sports, everything really depending on the guest. We talk about it all. As always, I'm your host, Peter Remoliotis. On social media, you know me as PD Beats. You will soon recognize my guest from a horror film dropping March 5th called Son. Luke David Blumm is with us. Luke, welcome to Popternative.
Thanks.
I'm really happy that we're able to do this. I'm a huge horror movie fan. I wanted to know, before you kind of got this movie, what did you know about the horror movie genre, Luke?
Horror is by far my favorite genre. I've been watching horror movies since I was like 7-ish, I guess. Anyway, horror movies are my favorite genre. My favorite movie, the remake, is a horror movie, so.
Absolutely. No, that is amazing. And no, we love horror movies here too. We can't get enough of them on Popternative. So this film, Son, is fantastic. You are fantastic in it. Dropping March 5th. Here's the thing. The movie has the traditional aspects of a horror movie. There's the jump scares, there's the gore, it has all of that. But what it also has, which I find is interesting, is as soon as you watch this movie, you kind of know that something's not right, something's wrong right away. So what I want to kind of know from you is, when you were reading the script for this, what was kind of going through your mind?
When I was reading the script, I was just super stoked. I think that's the right word.
Yeah.
To do this, like I said, love horror movies, and I thought that this was gonna be a really special horror movie, really, because it kind of has jump scares, gore. It's kind of a mix of all the kind of things.
Absolutely.
Instead
It's got
of
the
just
head
being-
game, but it's got the mind games too a little bit.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of psychological thriller in there too.
Absolutely. I'm not going to go into like full details like for the spoilers and everything, but your character kind of goes through a emotional and mind kind of roller coaster. There's a lot kind of going on with your character. When you're kind of preparing for a role like this that is so complex, Luke, what is kind of your process while you're kind of going in there and filming this movie?
My dad's also an actor. He helps me a lot anytime I do movies. He helps me get ready and get prepared.
Mm-hmm.
Also, David, the character, I felt a really special bond with him. I don't know. I really.
It just
like
It just connected. Like as soon as you were preparing for this,
Yeah.
you just connected with the role.
Yeah, me and David just.
Yeah, that is amazing. You mentioned, there's the gore, there's the jump scares, there's the psychological. What's your favorite thing about Son? And if you could pick one of those kind of ingredients in the recipe of Son, what do you think stands out, Luke?
I think my favorite thing about Son is the connection with David and his mom. They're not just it's not just that David's mom is his mom. They're best friends, as you can tell in the trailer when David asks about the 8 arms thing.
Yes.
I feel like that kind of makes them more of friends than son and mom.
Yeah, mother and son.
I think just the connection between the two,
Yep.
the relationship that they have, is one of my favorite things.
Absolutely.
About the movie.
What was it like working with Andy?
Andy was really nice. She's my favorite movie mom so far. As the first time I met her over Zoom, or met her over the phone, she was really nice, and I was excited to work with her. And she showed me the dogs. She has dogs, so.
Absolutely. That's actually a good segue to my next question, Luke. I mean, you're acting, you're really into horror movies, you're into the craft of acting. But you're also a kid, and there's other things kind of going on. You have other hobbies and interests, and you're doing school, so there's a lot. Do you find it kind of difficult sometimes balancing kind of the work life and the non-work life, so to speak, Luke? Because it is going to be a challenge because you're always working, but you got school and hanging out with your friends and playing video games. Maybe there's a lot of other things too, right?
Yeah. I'm a big video game fan. The Legend of Zelda series is my favorite video game series by far, no competition.
Yeah.
And I was a little bit worried I have 2 movies that I'm doing. And I was a little bit worried for them because I just switched. This is my first year of middle school, so
Yep.
I was a little worried about school because it's gotten harder because elementary swept me to middle. And I also changed schools just in general. I changed to a private school from public school, and I feel like it's a lot harder.
Yeah.
But I did good. This week I did some schooling. I got all of the work done for the whole week with math and science. So I feel like it's going good.
That's great. Getting back to Sun, which is going to be premiering March 5th, I mean, this is going to be on Shudder as well. And Shudder is a streaming service for horror movies. So we were talking about how much we love horror movies. They're making streaming services. You're smiling right now because they're making literally streaming services that are basically just for our favorite horror movies. I mean, that's exciting too, right, Luke?
Yeah. Horror movies are so good. That's really exciting.
Yeah, like Shudder. Like,
that.
have you what are some of your favorite besides It? What are some other horror movies that you kind of enjoy?
Shining is really good. Last night I just finished watching Candyman because in one of the 2 movies, the star of Candyman is playing my mom. Mm-hmm. I finished watching Candyman last night. I think another good horror movie, It Chapter 2.
Yep. We've interviewed Sophia Lillis and Jeremy Ray Taylor from those movies. And
cool.
So Sophia just said that it was just like a blast kind of making those movies. But what's interesting too, this is a question going back to Sun. That movie, The Loser Club, there's like an ensemble cast, right? This movie is a lot of just you. Emil Hirsch is in it, Andy is in it, but there's a lot of kind of focus on you. So what did you kind of find, because this movie is not really an ensemble cast. There's a lot of kind of scenes where it's David kind of going through everything. That's different compared to a movie with like a lot of different casts and ensemble, right, Luke?
Yeah, it was different than I thought it would be. Because with It, there's the whole Losers Club, and that's like 7 different people.
Yeah.
It was interesting, the scenes where it was just me going through me being sick.
Yeah.
It was a lot different than what I thought it was going to be, like doing a horror movie, but it was just as fun as I thought it was going to be.
Because you've also worked in the comedy genre as well, right? Like the comedy and drama as well. Like you did The King of Staten Island too, right?
Oh yeah, that was super exciting.
But there was a lot of people in that movie too. That was more of like an ensemble cast too.
Yeah.
So it's like they're 2 different it's 2 different kind of there's genres, but then there's 2 kind of different projects that you get to work in, like the ensemble cast and almost like the non-ensemble cast. That's also a good experience for you as well, right?
Yeah, both of the movies were super fun. The different types with like kind of more people, more of the cast and less of the cast. Mm-hmm. Each of them was super fun and very different. Mm-hmm. That was the first kind of thing where there was only a few characters.
Absolutely.
Sun was a
lot of you, man.
nice
You
movie.
carried that movie, and you did an incredible job. that must be a really difficult situation. There are some moments in that movie where people will watch it. It's you know, going for everything with your body. So you knocked it out of the park, Luke. Seriously.
Thank you so much.
No problem. One more quick question before we wrap up. I mean, you're acting right now, but a lot of people in the entertainment industry, you know, want to kind of dabble in other kind of means of the entertainment industry and facets as well. People want to wear many hats. They want to write, they want to direct and everything. You're obviously just, you know, getting your experience in acting, right? But have you ever thought about maybe going behind the camera down the road as well and write and direct and produce, Luke? Or are you just focusing on the acting right now?
Yeah, another acting and also writing are two things that I love to do. Those are some of my favorite things. I've always wanted to write a script for a movie. When I was 5, I came up with a superhero called Ice Flash that was in King of Staten Island. I'm a big superhero fan. I've always come up with a lot of superheroes. I kind of want to make scripts and try to see if I can make movies about those superheroes.
Oh, absolutely. No, that's really, really cool. Well, Luke, thank you so much for coming on Popternative. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it was really fun.
So the movie's coming out March 5th, son. They're going to be able to see it March 5th.
Yeah, I didn't actually see Sun yet.
You have not seen
I'm really
it yet.
excited to see it when it comes out.
Interesting. But your experience of kind of filming it, you know, that's it. That's going to be an interesting situation for you. So I'm glad we didn't get into what I wanted to get into because I don't want to spoil it for you.
Yeah, I am really excited to see the movie when it comes out. It's going to be very fun. I saw a little bit of it when my parents were watching. My dad showed me some of the scenes
Clips
that he thought I was great in.
Yeah. Well, I've seen the movie and you were great in it, and people are going to enjoy it.
Thank you.
Where can people follow you on social media to keep update with everything as well?
I have an Instagram account. It's Luke David Blumm. That's just it.
Yeah.
So
amazing. Well, this
if
has
you
been
want to follow me
Popternative.
there.
Yeah, well, this has been Popternative, youtube.com/Popternative for previous episodes. You can catch Luke David Blumm March 5th on Shudder and in theaters and on digital. March 5th for Sun. Until next time, this is Luke David Blumm and PD Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.